You know, we brought out our ESG report in June where we highlighted some of our activities for our company. We have a framework for sustainability, greening of Emerson, our four walls, things we need to do. Of course, we involve our suppliers, logistics, and others in that category. Greening by Emerson, this is using our portfolio to help our customers make their improvements. And again, a lot of our portfolio helps sustainability in our customer bases across multiple different industries. And then the greening with Emerson. And the greening with Emerson is kind of the collaboration, fostering dialogues, having conversations on innovation, on policy, and these things. So this is our framework for environmental sustainability at Emerson. From a challenges standpoint, you know, we have expressed a set of targets around how we green Emerson, and those targets are tied to that, how we want to improve our own pathways. And we put out a set of net zero type of targets that you know, kind of set us on the course of how we make our improvement. It is challenging for manufacturing companies, among other types of companies, because you know, we have lots of different inputs that come from different places. Of course, we have what happens in our four walls, and then we have products that are utilized for a lifetime. And of course, we're trying to manage all phases of those things. You know, I became Chief Sustainability Officer about 1.5 years ago. And it's been a whirlwind of activity, right? First thing I'll say about the title of Chief Sustainability Officer is that everybody loves the title. I get so much welcome wherever I go now. Everybody wants to talk to me. Our employees want to talk to me. They're very supportive of what we're doing because they really feel it's important to be leading in sustainability. As I go out and talk to customers, they're very interested in our point of view. And our investors absolutely want to talk to me constantly about what we're doing, where we're going. They want to know our views around how we manage our own environmental sustainability. So a lot of interest in the CSO title. It's a great title, and I'm having a lot of fun. So I think, you know, our greening of and buy with framework for us is a great framework. And I think other companies are also landing on their own view of this. I get the benefit of talking to a lot of customers, right? So they're also in the journey of thinking about their footprint, thinking about their maybe targets they want to set, and thinking about how do you actually change? How do you actually make improvements? How do you actually make progress? So I find it's really good. It's very beneficial. I think the fun part is everybody's learning. Nobody knows all the answers. Everybody's learning. I learn from other companies. They learn from what we're doing. And because it's not such a proprietary kind of activities, I think we're willing to share and exchange lots of different ideas between companies. Yeah, we have a very ambitious goal to reach net zero across all of our scopes, the scope 1 and 2 in our facilities, and scope 3, which includes our suppliers and our products and use and that type of thing, by 2045. We have a couple of different ways we're thinking about that. One way is, of course, is we need to make products that are more efficient, and to the extent that we can make that happen, we need to bring those to the world. We need governments. You know, this is what's uncomfortable about this is we have to depend on others to help us make our progress too. Very uncomfortable for a company not to be in absolute control of all of the different pieces. So we need some policy help from governments, let's say, for either innovation support or policy support to kind of make some things happen. We're working and engaging our supply chain partners, right? Our supply chain looks like steel and metals, electronics, plastics, those types of goods that come to us for our products. And some of those are pretty hard to abate industries, if you think about those industries, and you know, trying to coach them on and show that we want them to make progress in their own emissions kind of activities. And then the last and probably the most important part for us to make our net zero target is we need the electricity grid to move, right? We need it to become greener, cleaner, that type of activity. Yeah, so the greening of Emerson is a great discussion, right? And we do absolutely have targets for the long term, or 2045 net zero targets. We also have interim targets in 2030, where we're trying to have net zero operations for our facilities by 2030. Their energy efficiency and trying to find those opportunities to save energy in our facilities is a major activity. And again, we use methods like conducting energy treasure hunts in our facilities to find those opportunities to reduce energy. That's one strategy. Second strategy is around trying to use more renewable electricity and other forms of renewable energies in our facilities, and we're working hard across the world to implement that. The third thing we got to do is, we have some combustion, like natural gas heating and things like that in our facilities. We're going to find a way to abate that. That could be using a biogas, maybe in the early days, or converting something to an electrification type of process. And ultimately, we might have to trial some hydrogen if we still need to have a high temperature molecule form of energy to be used. Trying to build a sustainability culture is absolutely important, right? We need our employees. We have 86,000 employees globally. We need our employees to understand sustainability and drive our sustainability efforts. Very similar, I think, to safety, right? Being focused on safety, being focused on ethics. Now we want sustainability there. So we're spending a lot of effort to raise the education, the awareness, the understanding, to help arm all of our employees with a sustainability mindset and understanding, and then call upon them to make contributions, right? For wherever they are, whatever work they do in the company, from whatever their position is, they can help make a sustainability difference for us. So trying to raise that in our culture and driving that, I think, is paramount. We're trying to do that through all forms of education, engagement, and enlisting them to help, right? Enlisting them, giving them permission to make a difference. So we're involved in a lot of the novel technologies that people are putting in the roadmaps. One of those examples is carbon capture, utilization, storage, CCUS. I know here in the Asia Pacific region, a very popular discussion right now, right? That's being viewed as one of the ways that we will be able to capture and manage emissions as we look forward. From a technology standpoint, our automation capabilities help support the installation and the utilization of CCUS in our customers' activities. So that's our first kind of focus with CCUS. I will also say, though, personally, for us, in our supply chain, if you think about steel companies, for example, they're going to need to utilize, I believe, some carbon capture and storage in their own utilization. So what we have in our portfolio, I turn around to our supply chain and ask them to consider these solutions as well. But we're trying to enable carbon capture, we're trying to enable hydrogen, we're trying to enable these other big solutions going forward. Yeah, so there is a big trend right now around mobility, right? So using electric vehicles instead of gas-powered vehicles. There's a whole value chain associated with that, which is, I think, the battery. That's the most kind of famous part of that value chain. Starts with mining of precious metals and copper and some other things that are needed. There's processing parts in the midstream of that, where you formulate the contents that go into the battery. There's the manufacturing of the battery, which has a very sensitive elements to it. And then, of course, the batteries get utilized and then ultimately recycled at the end of life. Emerson actually has solutions in every phase of the battery value chain around EVs. So it's been fun for me because we have different technologies, touch different parts of that. And watching right now, the EV trend is growing pretty dramatically. I see that in Asia during my visit this week. I see that in North America, Europe, and other parts of the world. So it's a very exciting place. If you think about circularity, being able to mine that battery at the end of life, get those elements back out, create new batteries with it again, I think everybody's kind of considering that that's a really important strategy for the world. And it's fun as Emerson to kind of see all phases of that. I am a big believer that digital transformation, digital capabilities, using digital to have the right data and the management and the information, modeling, simulation, analytics, all of these kind of categories of digital information management is absolutely critical in sustainability. If you think about the future of carbon accounting, right? I make some carbon, but my supplier wants to know, I want to know their carbon, and they need to communicate a value to me. My customer wants to know what carbon we are making. They want us to communicate those values. We're all trying to reduce how much carbon we're using through efficiency, through simulation, through other techniques. So the digital activities, the digitalization, if you will, is absolutely paramount to the way everybody's going to be looking forward on sustainability.